Hello, I am Sophie and welcome back to my channel. Sorry for my voice right now. I am still recovering from a little cold and it's like almost 3 in the morning, so like my voice is a little tired, but welcome to the second installment in this project reworking saga. Either I'm going to work on it tonight or I'm just gonna film this intro and go to sleep. This video is going to cover characters. I don't have a lot that I need to work on for characters. I say that I don't have like a lot, like on paper it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's like this is the most significant portions of the characters that I don't really have solidified, which is not good. I need to work on my main 3 characters' motivations and flaws. Of course, they have motivations and flaws in the book. They're just not super fleshed out and like written in like super strong. And I think if I dedicate the time to the motivations and the flaws, I can better integrate it into the story, because like it's screaming at me. It's on the page, it's right there. I just have to put it in the story. I also want to flesh out this other guy. He is the guy that I switched everything on, like what we know about him. I guess I shouldn't say what we know about him, because like we end up learning the same information about this guy, just at different points. He is the whole reason why I am making these videos right now, so I think he deserves a little bit of a fleshing out. His whole like backstory and his history on the island and everything is going to become a lot more prevalent in the plot of the story, so I kind of need to know a little bit about it myself. But that being said, that is the only 2 things that I need to do in this video. Not bad. I was feeling very inspired about 30 minutes ago to do this, and then I ended up not doing it. I was just watching YouTube videos. Well, I guess I kind of worked on it. I made the template for the guy in capital T and G. I made a template on Google Docs for him, and I already made a template for my 3 main characters. I love templates. I'm sorry, templates are fun. I made 2 templates for this section just to organize it better, because I want to have everything on the table so I know what I need to work on. And doing that off the top of my head is a terrible idea, but that is the intro. I am going to try and work on my main characters right now, because that's gonna be a lot easier than working on the guy. Just gonna put a YouTube video on and start working on these characters. And by working on, I really mean just writing out what I already know to solidify what I know about them. And that's what this is. That's what this template is. Yay. Okay, hi. It's the next day. I'm wearing the exact same thing because today was kind of like a crunch day. I had quite a bit of schoolwork to catch up on, so I said, you know what? We're not gonna do nothing. We're just gonna wake up, we're gonna get to work. Do not mind my appearance. But I have worked a little bit on characters. In the last clip, I know I said I was going to work on them last night and try and just get like a basic idea out. That did not happen. I think I was on TikTok for the rest of it, and I was like, you know what, I should go to sleep. So I didn't work on it yesterday, but I have worked a little bit on it today. That is what I filled out. Not much. Like all the red is it. I do like what I've come up with so far, because already I am seeing opportunities in the book that I can use the character flaws that I've come up with. Being honest though, on here I'm only factoring in 1 major character flaw. That's what I'm focusing on. That's what we're doing. No, we don't gotta get too crazy. We're just focusing on 1, and I have 1 more character that I need to figure out. And I think I just did. I think I just did. So never mind. I don't have to figure out the last character flaw. Also, I'm gonna turn this on because it's kind of dark. Real time friggin' figuring this out. 1 moment. Okay. the character flaws are basically figured out. I will flesh out the one I just came up with a little more, but it is written down and that's what counts. One thing I didn't realize that didn't come to mind when I was first redoing the history of the island. You can watch the last video if you haven't on that. I pushed the island's history forward 100 years from when we are seeing it in this version of the draft. So we're adding, what is that? Like 2.5, 3 generations to this island. So like by the time that we see the main characters and everything, the war that caused the island to happen, the people that lived through that war no longer would be alive, like physically incapable of being alive for that long. Even if you were a baby, probably wouldn't be alive. Thyroid cancer probably would have gotten you already. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is that one of my main character's motivations for doing what she's doing is to get the world back that her grandmother saw, the one that she got to live in and the one that was taken away from her. That's like her initial motivation to like do all this stuff and try and like help their island to get back into the world and like, I don't know, save the planet. You know how it is? So that's her original motivation, is she learns about what they left behind from her grandmother and she's like, this is awful, we need to get this back. And now it makes no sense for the grandmother to know what they left behind, at least in a first person account. So that will have to be changed. Kind of bummed about that because I really liked the grandmother being like grieving over it, and I thought it worked really well. So gonna have to figure out a different way to introduce that. And that is also like the last up on the top. Oh, you can't see it. Up on the top, they're basically all filled in. I gotta fill out the second one on the second main character. Because I don't know if his motivation changes at all after Act 1, like after the Act 1 twist. And then right here, these little guys, those are character strengths and character flaws. Only the flaws are filled in so far because that's what I wanted to focus on the most. And then strengths, just little things that they can do to manipulate the scene, you know, something to help them win or something. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Anyways, that is my update. I still have schoolwork to finish, so I'm gonna do that. And hopefully afterwards I will have more time to work on characters because I really want to. I really want to get the 3 main characters done so I can work on the guy because he's really fun. He's really interesting and I want to see it. I want to see it because if I have the full idea of the guy, I can start plotting. I can start replotting and it'll be so much easier because now I know about the guy. I'll be honest, this is not going great. I didn't say that. It's not going. We're not doing anything. I've been sitting here for a while just trying to think of stuff and it's not coming to my brain. Since the last time I updated, I filled in 1.5 boxes. That's it. I got stuck on the main character's motivation that I was talking about earlier, where he has a motivation for getting into the school, and I don't know if his motivation is going to change during the rest of the story like my other 2 main characters. These secondary motivations, I guess, really come up to the forefront after Act 1. So I don't know if this main character is even going to have like that motivation change or not. I feel like he needs something more significant, especially if this story is going to be a trilogy and he is going to be the main focus of the second book of the trilogy. He definitely needs something else that like would motivate him to be the leader of the second book. But what? I don't know. Okay, turn of events. I think I figured it out. Oh, also, him. He's on my charger for my iPad. Don't look. Anyways, I think I figured it out, and it would tie his motivation in to the second book. I don't know. I feel like I'm like adding too much beef to this story. Like it's gonna be huge if I am thinking a thunk. Thinking a thunk and the but I don't wanna make this story ginormous. Like it's already big enough. It's already big enough. I think I have to add an extra page on here and think this out a little more on like on a space that isn't so cramped. I just need to film my thoughts more because then I'll actually finish figuring them out. This is great. This is great. If I have one more story epiphany or a major story change during this process, I think I'm gonna lose it. I think I'm gonna lose it. Let's talk. Let's talk. Okay, so I was trying to work on this main character's motivation, right? And I think it's going to stay the same as what it was when he got into the school because of the changes I have put in. Well, I haven't put in any changes yet, of course, but the changes that I have brainstormed on this page. It's an idea that I genuinely did not think of on my own. This was an idea that came from my beta readers from the last time I did that. It was something that didn't even cross my mind when I wrote the book, when I wrote draft 2. I couldn't even imagine doing this because I didn't have any way to weave it into the story. It would be juicy, it would be, drama, but I had no idea how I would be able to weave it into the story to make it realistic and not just there for like the plot twist factor, And here I am working on this character, and I think I have a perfect way to work in his main character flaw into this. It's a twist that happens really late in the book though, like one that will have to be resolved in the rest of the trilogy, and I'm hoping I can put it into the plot. Like, I'm hoping I can make it make sense and work. Because, like this whole thing, I'm not actually adding anything, basically. Well, I mean, I'm adding words, but it's not like I'm adding a whole scene or anything to what I just figured out. This is stuff that's going to, like, replace or rework already existing scenes. So it's like, this would not bulk up the story a ton. It would give it a little bulk. There is maybe one scene in here that I added actually, but it wouldn't add a ton of content extra to the story. So I'm gonna see if it works. This would make this character's timeline, like throughout the story, involving like his character and what he's all about, it makes it so linear and nice. Like, it's so straightforward. This whole thing, of course, until the twist, but all of this, like, his own character arc is so contained into this one idea, and that is lovely. I don't know how I did that, because I think the other two characters, they're sort of like lane that they're in this story is a little messier. I am hoping so much that I could keep this part in. This is kind of a stretch. Like all the other stuff, it's like, oh, I hope I could keep this in, and it's like pretty minor. This is like completely twisting a character. Like the guy that I've been referencing, we're not twisting him. He's the same guy. It's just that what we learn about him takes place at a different time. This character would be completely flipped. This other character would be a complete switch in what's happening. Why do I keep doing this? Why now am I getting all these new plot ideas that are great? I don't understand. Why are they coming in all at once? Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just confused. Anyways, I figured all of that out just to figure out this main character's motivation, and ultimately I came to the choice that the two motivations would be one motivation. So did all that work to figure that one piece out, but new storyline, changes to an already existing storyline, not another storyline. This is confusing, I'm sorry. Anyways, I gotta get back to like our regularly scheduled programming, I guess, and hopefully I can finish this today, because I really want to just get into the outlining. I want to be there. I want to see all of these changes come together finally in their final form. I just want this freaking draft to be done. Oh my god. I want it done, but I don't want to do the steps to get it to that point. So I'm pushing my way through. I'm gonna get back to work. If I have another story epiphany, I will be back with you. But honestly, let's hope that doesn't happen. I'm good. I've hit my quota for good ideas. Like, I actually don't know how long it's been, but it's been a little bit. Why is he always upside down? Stay up. Oh, now you get to see his booty. Don't look. We'll keep him like that. I finished this page. It's completely full. I struggled with trying to write out the character strengths. I usually don't like write out explicitly what the character's strengths and flaws are, which you definitely need to write out the flaws. But strengths, I never really write them out, and I don't think I wrote them out correctly. Like, I just wrote stuff that like makes them good at stuff. Like, these aren't like personality strengths, these are like skill strengths, but I'm gonna consider it filled. But this page is done, which means we are halfway done with this video. But we got the big boy next. We've got the guy. Literally, he gets a whole page to himself. This page and the notes that I put on this page and maybe other pages, I don't know yet, that is literally like the driving point of the changes that I'm putting in. So, you know, gotta put some pretty good effort into this. I'm gonna keep going. I just wanted to update and say that I did finish the other page, and she's nice and full and very cute. Hi, I'm back. It's been a while. I once again got sucked into TikTok, but I am once again working on the guy, and the character description I put in here for him is he definitely looks like he could be cast to play Batman, and I've never written something so true. If he wasn't in this story, in a different timeline, maybe he'd be playing Batman. I don't know. I don't make up those rules. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to work. Okay, I have basically everything filled out. The lore is there, but I don't know what parts of it are gonna be a part of the plot of the book. So I have like a basic idea of what is going on. Like, this is the only information that we would need in these boxes, and I don't know how I'm going to translate that to what we learn about this guy during the story, because that's the main thing that my two main characters that aren't the like super main focus of the book are doing. They're learning more about this guy, so I have to figure out what they learned, because apparently it didn't come out to me, or I don't know. Okay, I think I figured it out. You could tell how I was feeling, but I think I figured it out. I was having trouble. I was so certain that what I was putting in was gonna be like not enough to make this part of the story seem like significant, like that these characters were working towards ultimately nothing. It just felt like they just kept hitting dead ends and they were getting nowhere. And as a reader, that would be kind of boring. but I think I have turned it into something that makes it more of like it was meant to be like that. He's literally like the president of this island right now, and there's like no information about him anywhere. So that's kind of what my two characters here are running into. They're constantly trying to figure out these mysteries and these questions that keep popping up as they learn just a little bit more. They keep inching forward, and then they start getting more questions, and then they keep trying to find more, and ultimately they keep ending up at more questions. Like they don't ever really learn that much, so that becomes like a point where the characters get so frustrated they start to give up. And then there's one last little tweak at the end of this that kind of, it's still like not entirely certain what's happening, but we now have like a new direction that this guy is going in. Now he's not just like some mystery saint. Now there's like, oh, he's got a plan. He's doing something. And the whole thing with these two characters is like, they think of this guy as amazing at the beginning. They're like, yes, he's everything. Love him. And as this little plot thing that I just figured out goes on, they start to get a little more suspicious of him because of how elusive he's been, how his internet footprint is literally nothing, how the stories he's told contradict what they can find. So they start growing a little suspicious. They're like, okay, what is this guy doing? Is he even real? What is going on? I hope I'm not just trying to convince myself that's what happens. It does seem like it does. But these are just like the plot points. I'm going to have to put them in the story somewhere, but that is essentially what is happening. I'm hoping it's not disappointing and boring because they never really learn like a crazy amount. They're like using Google and like Reddit or something, or you know, a post-apocalyptic equivalent to Reddit and Google. I'm hoping I can write it in a way that doesn't suck, but I think that is it. I think that is it for this video. That was a lot easier than I expected, not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna have to really dig into my little brain to try and figure out these characters a little more, but it came to me pretty easily, and you know, had another big story change. That was fun. I do think it will make the story as a whole, like not even just book one, but like the whole trilogy better, because it'll tie this major point into the rest of the books. I really hope I can make it work when I outline. Which I get to start because I finished characters. Oh my god. And also the guy. I thought I was gonna have to think up a lot more information than I already had like in the back of my mind about him, both from writing the story multiple times and also this whole replotting process. I came up with a few notes on like backstory and history and stuff of this character just as a backbone while I was replotting to like just give it structure, you know. I basically just put all of that onto this little template, this little sheet that I made, and I didn't add very much. I added some like plot things, like what order I wanted certain pieces to go in. So I already did a little bit of outlining. I basically just copy and pasted all the information that's been stewing in my mind since I started this whole reworking thing and just vomited on to this template. So everything was a lot easier than I expected. I will not complain about that. I did not realize how bad the lighting was. Hold on. Okay. That is it. I am so excited to finally get to actually re-outlining. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet. I don't know if I'm going to do like cards or if I'm just going to do the scene list that I made up already. I know some things are going to have to be shuffled around a little bit, but most of it is just plugging in the new information I have into like places I had all caps for like figure this out or fill this in later. Should not be too much work. I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm also not putting that in this video, so we'll both just have to wait and see. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. How does character building go for you guys? I personally never build my characters like formally, because I literally never do that. I do not know how to do that, and it kind of kills my spirit for writing the characters. I just kind of let the story go. But what do you guys do? Do you religiously fill in those little boxes, those little templates, or do you kind of just let the characters grow while you're writing the story and hope that it makes a character that makes sense? Because I am definitely with you if you're the second one. But let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.